Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Logan with West Desert Shooter. I just got out here to the range and did a zero confirmation on my Arken SH4 Gen 2. It's the first time I've actually taken this out and shot it, so I had to get it nice and zero. Our first shot came down and impacted right here. I used the reticle within the scope to measure because it is first focal plane, and then I adjusted to get me right on target on my zero. Here is my aiming point, and here's a 3-shot group that I shot with the new scope. So far, so good. Let's get to long range and see how she stacks up against the SH4 and the EP4. All right, guys, got my Uintah Precision UPR 15 6mm ARC. I've had really good luck with this Hornady match ammo. As you saw from the first group of the day, these things shoot great. Out on the end of the rifle, I do have an OSS HXQD Magnum tie suppressor. I do have two 14-inch plates set up at 400 yards. So let's give these first ones a go and see how she does. Ballistic chart calling for 1.7 MRAD up, and I'm going to go ahead and dial that with the new Arken SH4 Gen 2. Let's see how she goes. Dead center. Oh, all right, guys, this is going to be a fun day. I can already tell. So what we're going to do with this Arken SH4 Gen 2 is we're going to start torture testing this thing. Let's twist around on the dials a little bit, see how it reacts, and see if it returns back to this 1.7 MRAD adjustment. So I'm going to take the elevation turret. We'll go back to 0, and then back to 1.7. That's pretty simple. We'll give one shot with that. We'll see how that does. And between every shot I'm going to try and shoot a group, I'm going to be messing with the dials and seeing if I can get this thing to trip up on itself. Okay, let's go ahead and crank our windage all the way one direction, and then we'll bring it back to 0. So 1 full rev to the right, 1.5 revs to the right. I maxed it out. We'll bring it all the way back to 0. Nice. So let's go ahead and try it the opposite way. Okay, I had about 3/4 of a rotation there. Apparently my scope is a little biased one direction to get it zeroed. All right, guys, let's go ahead and max out the elevation. So rev 1, 2, 2.3, 2, 1, and all the way back down to the 0 stop, which is a super convenient feature, and that thing does feel like a brick wall. So all the way up, all the way back down to 0, and then I brought it back to 1.7. Let's see how that does. Let's max out the elevation again. And like, I gave that one a nice little twist at the end. All right, windage, give it a nice little bump at the end again. Bring it back down to 0. And then we're gonna use the reticle instead of dialing up. So the scope is 0, so I'm gonna hold 1.7 in the reticle and see what that does. This group looks really good. It's on the upper third of the plate, but all the bullets have been landing there since I've started, so nothing suspicious going on. These Arken turrets just seem to work. Let's see if we can get a double tap real quick. But let's also mention this Uintah Precision rifle, the Hornady match 6mm ARC. Man, they are a match made in heaven. They certainly perform. You put a nice optic on top of it just like this that's reliable and tracks well. Arken guarantees the tracking to within 1%. And as you can see, you can mess with the turrets all you want. It goes right back to where it's supposed to go. So, see if we can get a couple quick shots off here. All right, guys, these things are working awesome. Don't know really what else I could do to this thing while we're here. I mean, we can just go Cyclops video style. If you guys haven't seen Joe from Cyclops video torture test a scope, get over to his YouTube. I will be sure to link it below. Joe's awesome, and he's got reviews up on these Arkens as well. Do know, if you're going to buy one, please use someone's affiliate link. I have one, but you know what? If Joe sells you on it instead, use whoever affiliate link you feel is appropriate, but it greatly helps. Arken has a great affiliate program, and it really helps out the creators, guys. This isn't cheap to do. Ammo's not cheap. I had to drive into the middle of the desert. It takes time, it takes fuel. So be sure to use someone's affiliate link if you'd like their video on the Arkens. My code is WDS, and you will get free shipping as well as entered into their monthly scope giveaway. They give away a scope every month. Now, I do know sometimes the Arkens are back ordered, guys. That's unfortunate, but you know what? This is really the best value you're gonna find. It's got a 0 stop, it's first focal plane. It's 34mm tube, it's got good glass, it tracks correctly. It freaking works, and that's what's awesome about these. You can torture them, they don't care. They work well, and this thing right now, its retail is about 400 bucks. That price is subject to change in the future. Right now, they're about 400 bucks for a 6-24, 34mm tube. You can't find that anywhere else, so go check out Arken Optics. It is worth waiting for, I'm telling you guys. Let's send a couple more. Go ahead and do the holds again. Back to 1.7. So let's dial 2 right, and then we'll hold 2 left. See if the reticle and the turrets match. I certainly do. Okay guys, let's go down, check out these targets and see these groups up close. All right, here are my 2 targets that I was firing at up on the hill. Right here we're at 7x magnification, 8x, 9, 10, 11 is not marked, 12. This is where I prefer to shoot. As you can see, this is a first focal plane because the markings in the reticle are not changing in relationship to the size of the target. If it was second focal plane, the lines would stay the same thickness and everything behind it would change in relationship to the markings. Here we are on 14x. So this is about where I like to shoot. 12, 14 gives me a wide field of view for in case I miss anything, and I can go ahead and see my splash. 16x, 18. Now because there are physical parts moving within this scope, it does change the focus on the camera, which is fixed. So it does become a little difficult to film stuff like this. Here we go up to 20, and it's not that the scope is less clear, it's that the mechanics of the scope are changing, where the focal point is and where the focal window is. So again, that's 20x. Nothing else is marked except for 24x. Let's max out the magnification. Here we are, 24x. This is 400 yards. That's a 14-inch plate. This is a milliradian reticle. All right, we made it back to the targets. As you can see over here on the left side, now keep in mind, there are 18 shots on these plates right here. I missed 2 because I forgot to dial, and I shot holding dead on at 400, which doesn't work. So really the worst shot I see here is there's 1 shot that hit up high. I'm guessing I did that when I shot fast. I did that weird double tap attempt. And then over here, this is where we torture tested the dials and tried to maintain a group despite messing with the dials between every shot. Also included is when I dialed right 2 mils and then held left 2 mils to see if the reticle accounted for the amount of dial that we put into the scope. So like really good sized group here, guys. I mean, we're talking 4 inches right there. Pretty much shot an MOA at 400 yards while messing with all the scope. And then over here, a little bit outside 4 inches, you're probably looking 5 inches or so. And you had that one flyer up here, which again, because I shot fast. So really impressive. That's going to do it for today, guys. Let me know what you want me to do with these Arken optics so I can prove to you that they work. In my own testing, I'm really satisfied with how they performed. I think they did awesome. Drop a comment, let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe while you're here. We'll see you guys in the next one.